some playback issues. Three, two, one. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Pixel Venture Podcast. This is the first time we're doing this intro.
Yeah, totally.
100%.
Yeah.
Anyways, today is July 4th, which is, 4th of July. Incredible. Good job, Corey Wordsmith. But, yeah, for a lot of people, it's difficult to celebrate today because, to be honest, there isn't... the country's in no way where it's like, you just celebrate and just, ignore the plethora of issues that are still very much prevalent. What I will say is that it's very important for people to remember that these issues exist, like, just everything that's been happening recently, and over the past, decades. Just because it's, 4th of July doesn't mean you can just be like, yeah, let's ignore it. Like, you probably shouldn't do that. But, yeah, anyways, that was not articulate, at all.
Yeah.
Jake, remember when you said the N-word in the first season?
No.
Cool.
Please don't start saying that, Ed.
Jake!
This is kind of one of those worst times for that to have been a thing.
I know. That's not real. I remember when we first started the podcast, we were like,
hey,
let's...
wouldn't it be funny
if we just...
if Jake just casually racist?
Yeah, no. Well, it wouldn't be. Though.
And now...
yeah.
I kind of want to make jokes about it, but now I'm scared. That's what today's world has been.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a better time and place for stuff like that. But regardless, this last week has been turbulent, to say the least. For
a doozy, if you will.
Personal life and world at large. And one of the things that I do want to touch upon, which we talked a little bit before with the test of us going live, and it did not work out, like because I had my mic muted, but I feel it's very important to touch upon Rectful, and I think Jake, you're the best for this because of just how involved you were with PvP in WoW.
Yeah. So, for those who may not know, PvP is player versus player combat in World of Warcraft, among many other games. And Rectful was arguably one of the greatest PvP players in WoW that was ever seen. If you wanted to get started in PvP in WoW, you watched Rectful's videos and you would watch his streams and you would see what he did and you would take his advice and his strategies. He established so many things in the community. It was just he was, in my opinion, probably one of the first real WoW celebrities, up there with Leroy Jenkins, for example. He was one of the big faces of competitive WoW. And what I don't think as many people might know is he was also one of the earliest streamers on Twitch, to my knowledge. He was one of the first bigger names.
He was one of the people that shot it into the limelight, where now it's a huge platform that everybody wants to jump on.
You can think of them as I aren't even know a good comparison, but kind of how Smosh was to YouTube, how they were there since the beginning.
Yeah, I would compare his sweep of popularity to that of Tyler Blevins currently, where it was how when he like when Rectful became bigger, that like boosted the whole platform.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
hate that I didn't know who Tyler Blevins was.
well, I don't
I
want
had to search.
it's Ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, back to what you were saying.
Um. I mean, yeah, like there's plenty that's like terrible about it. Like, Reckful had two brothers, and one of them had previously committed suicide, and now, Reckful, more recently, has committed suicide, and there's been a lot of statements from his older brother that remains talking about having two siblings like take their own lives, and people are like devastated for the parents, and I believe he'd like just recently proposed to like his girlfriend or something.
He tried to propose on Twitter and everybody made fun of him for it.
Yeah.
And that was like a lot of people look at it because a lot of people were clowning on him for the way that he was acting and the fact that he was sad, which okay, this is the thing. I want to say this, and this is the thing that makes me angry whenever someone in the online space or just anyone in general, unfortunately, passes away. It's there's always people who have like, made fun of them and basically like would just constantly clown on them, and then once they're gone, they're like, "Oh, he was amazing, a huge force for good. We're going to miss him and everything." Like those people can just screw off because it's like if you didn't support them like when they were around, like I understand, if you want to be supportive for the family and friends and things like that, but if you were being like a complete jerk to them and then like suddenly have a change of heart because they took what you said and what you like all the bullying or whatever, like and like they took that and you feel guilty now, like I hate that. Like people like that can screw off.
I have never felt anything but respect for Reckful. Just
100%.
because like he's done so much and he's been like such a like monolithic character that like it like I don't even know like what to say about him. Like he was one of like the pillars that like brought WoW like into popularity. Like he's on that kind of a level of just like, yeah.
He was the reason that I considered like even trying WoW for the first time.
Yeah.
Like I would because I was always interested in trying it out when I was younger, and so I would watch his streams, and like he was very informative and very kind, and the environment of the streams like were always nice. Like it always like, and also the other thing that like made me like enjoy too like his streams was actually how open he was about his mental health, because
Yeah.
that encouraged me to seek help for my own, as well as just not be scared about like talking about anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's the ripple effect has been huge because you just see like everybody on the platform sharing experiences that they had with him. And have you seen like in game people have gone to like the chapels to kneel and like out of respect for him, and there's a current push to make him the PvP vendor going forth, like his character.
Oh yeah, I know.
I just, man, oh, I hit a button by accident, sorry. But
Just dare you.
man,
It better have been the F button.
it was not, it was the
Oh,
up arrow
man.
key.
Oh no.
But man, it's just it's really weird to like no. It's like the way that I feel right now is the same way that I felt when Etika passed away. Um,
Yeah,
where it just, yeah, it feels.
I feel like it matches the same levels of like other people piling up on him online
Mm,
and just like not taking his mental health into consideration.
yeah, because like that was a big thing with Etika too, where he was open about like a lot of the issues that he was having mentally, and
But like
people,
people still like made fun of him,
yeah,
and
because in their mind, like Etika's the guy who screams at like all the Nintendo Directs. He's the Joy-Con boy, like all that stuff. And if anything, I'm more disappointed in the community like at large for not like learning, because well, a lot of people were saying that like with Etika passing, that would be a big turning point for like people to take mental health more seriously in the gaming community. And frankly, I feel like people, like just the community at large, has failed.
yeah,
When you hear of someone who poured their heart and soul into what they loved, and they made, like, literally, I would be having a horrible day, I'd see that he was streaming, and it would help just a lot to just have it in the background and be listening to him, and like maybe occasionally looking over, watching what's on screen and everything. While I didn't fully understand it, I just adored the person behind the webcam. And it's just, so obviously our hearts go out to his family, friends, the community that he's built. It's it's hard, and frankly, as a community, when it comes to mental health, I know we can do better,
yeah.
and we should, because that's one thing that I actually think is is good about like where the world is right now, where a lot of people are just have been stuck at home because of quarantine and virus and everything. And when you're stuck somewhere, you start to think. You think about yourself, you think about the world, you think about everything around you. And honestly, I feel like that's important. Like the people should have that, like those experiences more, like a reset kind of thing. I don't know. That might just be me being like, oh, mindfulness or whatever. But
I mean, that isn't just you.
mm,
Like, I find it very I don't even know how to put it without it sounding like uh having it sound like I'm, holier than thou. But like I'm amazed, honestly, by the number of people who are uncomfortable in their own heads. Like, it's almost become like a norm to not be okay with your own thoughts in like some circles,
mm,
because like everyone's always busy with like everything else, and like being involved with anyone else, that like when they're finally like alone with their thoughts, they're actually like uncomfortable and unhappy,
mm,
and like want something to like get away from it. But like, yeah,
yeah. I think for me, like I've definitely just from just like quarantine stuff, and just being kind of forced to be in my own head more, I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it. Because originally, like, I mean, you're very aware that I was very scared of like, thinking about what's going on in my head,
yeah,
and a lot of that led to complications and issues throughout, like, life, childhood, etc. And I'm thankful that I've gotten the opportunity to grow and learn from that. but I don't know. It's really, I don't know, it's a weird thing for me to talk about, like mental stuff, because I mean, I'm open to it with you, but that's also like a private thing. So like, I guess I can open up a little bit about it on here.
What I would say is it's important for you to be comfortable with yourself
Hmm.
because you are the person that you will spend the most time with. So you better know how to deal with who you are. And if you can't, there's no like shame or fear or like uh humiliation in like reaching out for help,
Yeah. Never
which I feel like is
feel,
another
yeah,
stigma in like
yeah.
today's
Because
society.
a lot of people like there's the idea of being like pushed where it's like you have to be fully independent. You need to be like, you know, your own person. Well, yes, you should try to be your own person, but there's like a lot of instances where it's like everything's just piling on top of each other and you need to talk to someone.
And if I want to get especially boomer,
Mm-hmm.
uh like I think social media honestly plays like a huge role in a lot of it,
Mm.
because on social media all you're ever seeing is like the best side of everybody that
Yeah.
like you know, and all you're seeing are like their achievements, their accomplishments, all of their like, you know, good hair days and like all of
Mm.
the like
The
everything they're
trips,
doing
the
well.
yeah, the trips, the graduations, the spontaneous gifts and everything, and then you're just comparing
And
that
then
to you.
you're comparing like their perfect looking life is specifically the parts of their life that they're displaying to the world that they want to make look good, and you're comparing it to yourself, and you know about all of your flaws and all of your like uh insecurities, and there's no way you'll ever compare, and so you feel like you have to be a certain level of perfection that nobody ever needs
Yeah.
to be.
Like I feel like it's very easy, as like you said, because I actually for about a month I stepped away from like Twitter
Hmm.
and rarely went on Facebook. I still keep up with Instagram though, because at that, like for Instagram, I it's mainly just like the nature photos, like for accounts that I follow for
Hmm.
inspiration for like artwork and stuff. But taking a step back from Twitter did wonders for my mental health.
Oh yeah.
It made me feel so much better about myself, made me feel so much better about the world around me, because Twitter is okay. This is the way that I've heard it described. Is Twitter is 4chan for people who are scared of forums. In the sense that anybody can post anything, they can make burner accounts and be horrible people or incredible people, and no, it just doesn't matter at the end of the day because you're all just screaming into a void. And
And like what I like
mhm,
about Twitter is just how big and free and open it is.
mm,
That you can just tweet out in all caps "the lone warrior," referring to yourself, and then retweet your tweet calling yourself the lone warrior,
mm,
and definitely not be the president as you say that.
yep, dude, it's just such like a wild west of whether or not like you're going to get something meaningful in your timeline, because the thing that I hate that is like a huge thing with it is that like they have it now where if you're following, like say I'm following Jesse Cox, because,
Hmm.
and which I am, because like he's great, I love him, but if like what I get in my feed is that it's not just things from Jesse, it's pictures that he's liked and like posts from people he follows. Like I like someone who I have no idea about who is tweeting this incredibly like just like horrible thing, and it's showing up on my timeline because there's like this kind of like staircase kind of effect where it's like okay, at the top of it you follow Jesse and then he follows these people and likes these and this and this, and that's your timeline. Like if I wanted to know what those people were saying, I would follow them. and that's that's what I hate, because I understand that that's part of the algorithm where it's like, oh, it's trying to make you like stay on the site longer by getting things that you wouldn't normally see, or like the mere existence of like the Twitter news things.
Hmm.
Like everything that they all like all those platforms do is just trying to extend time use on the website. Like Instagram introducing their Instagram TV thing, which is essentially just upload YouTube videos to Instagram instead of going from like, redirecting people. And people have made like a significant amount of money off of that. And yeah, no,
But
that's
Corey,
mhm.
where else am I going to watch the trending war? Where
What are you talking
uh,
about?
do you want to hear the top 6 trending things on Twitter?
I mean, I can
You you've
okay, go
got
ahead.
Happy 4th of July, Independence Day, 4th of July 2020, Nathan's hot dog eating contest, all countries matter, fuck the 4th.
Wow. That's interesting.
What a
Uh
turn.
yeah.
God bless America, ain't that right? Number 8 trending.
Oh, that's number 8 trending for you, right?
Yeah.
That's number 11 for me. Catter Day is on top of it.
Oh my god, today is Catterday. Go hug your cats.
Mm. Man, I I just ugh. I don't know, cuz like I always forget that trending tab exists, because there's the For You tab where it tries to recommend things based on people you follow.
Oh yeah.
And
You might like.
the top one that I have is about how one of the actors for The Office wore a wig for the 3rd season and people are freaking out over it. But of course, the K-pop stans have found that hashtag, so they're like, I don't know what The Office is. Stan, whatever.
Dude, did you hear what happened to Adam Savage?
Adam Savage, what happened? What?
Uh his sister has accused him of rape. And boy golly, is it kind of hard to tell what exactly is going on.
What?
So, Adam Savage, for those who don't know, of Mythbuster fame, I would say,
That's why it's breaking my heart, because I'm a huge Mythbusters fan.
recently, his sister, uh, who has like a history of mental health, has come out with a lawsuit, to my knowledge, against Adam Savage for rape back when they were kids, claiming that he had raped her multiple times between the ages of 9 and 12. Now, there's a lot of people, obviously including Adam himself, as well as his mom, making statements about how it's not true and how this is part of her trying to get attention and like basically like her mental illness flaring up that has like some credibility, considering uh Adam Savage's mom is like a mental health expert, like professionally. uh and then you have, on the other hand, a bunch of people claiming that maybe she has mental illness because of the sexual abuse when they were younger, and it's like manifested, and like she's finally been able to like come out about it and bring it to court. So I don't really know what to believe beyond just wanting to believe that Adam is innocent, but like I have no idea what the story is.
Oh my goodness. I can already see what the headlines would be if it goes either way. It'd be like Myth Busted or Myth Plausible.
Uh,
And
you know,
I hate
you know
that.
what else happened recently?
Please don't tell me that Jamie's in hot water. I would not be able to handle.
Oh no, it's on different news, but
Good.
it's still sad.
Good. Don't touch. don't touch my bearded beret boy.
Do you remember? I feel like I've talked about him before. Do you remember S&P Films?
Yes.
And like he had like the
surgery.
like the yeah.
Mhm.
Do you remember his cat Sparta?
Don't tell me.
I don't think I have to. Yeah.
Why? Why?
Just old age.
Dude, this episode is such just a bummer and down, and I'm sad.
You want to talk about good things for the other half?
Yeah.
We haven't even touched on Skyrim together.
I want to keep that. I want to save that like for the last 20 minutes because I know that that'll be the rest of the episode. Because there's a couple things that I want to talk about before that.
What do you want to talk about, dude?
Well, for one, I have been, as you know, tackling my backlog to catch back up so that like my goal is to have my entire Switch backlog done before the release of Paper Mario and the Origami King. Which is a sizable task because I have Witcher 3 for it. But I'm gonna try my best. The thing that I'm like playing right now that I've been having a lot of fun with is I'm actually playing and finishing for once 100% is Borderlands the pre-sequel, because I've never had the opportunity to play the game like front to back completely, because I was always deterred from playing it because of the reputation that it had in the community, where like when it came out it was so different than Borderlands 2 that people were pissed. Like the loot drops and everything were not the same, and the gravity mechanic and the oxygen mechanic, how that was decisive. But honestly, I've been playing it and it's fun. Yeah. It's still the same kind of Borderlands combat that you expect, but they add in the ability that zero gravity would allow, which is being able to boost around like the actual area that you're fighting all the enemies. There's the new cryo weapons that freeze enemies. There's laser rifles and railguns now, and all the characters that I've tried out so far have played like differently and actually fun. I think my favorite is the doppelganger, because his ability is very broken, where you spawn two copies of yourself and they attack independently from you, and they're able to clear out like rooms of enemies when you're at like, I'm only at level I would think like I was like 16, and I can already confidently clear out rooms with just that ability alone. I'm not even finished with like the final like the skill tree. So yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I feel like the other thing that like impresses me so much about it is it runs really smoothly on the Switch. Like incredibly smooth. Which I did not expect, given like, the lack of power from the handheld or console, whatever you want to call it. But it gets steady frames. Of course, it's not going to be like 60 FPS. It's like 30, I believe, which is still very impressive, because like I was expecting it to chug. There's little to no slowdown, and the controls feel really nice, because I played Borderlands a lot with mouse and keyboard, and so I was a little wary of moving over to a controller, like after getting used to playing it on PCs for so long. But the thing that I like that they include in the Switch version is there's the added ability of gyroscopic controls, where along with using the stick for like, general aiming, you can use that to fine tune. Of course, you can always do what I do, which is whenever your reticle is near an enemy, if you snap to look down the sights and then look back, your reticle will be right on the enemy, where you can then do hip fire and guarantee a hit. I remember figuring that out back when I had that NVIDIA Shield thing, which I miss so much. If I can ever find another one of those handhelds in the wild, I will definitely pick it up, because it was a fun little system, and it was funny enough. I think I've mentioned it before, where I see the screenshot you sent me. I'm not going to comment.
Okay.
I remember like the whole thing where the NVIDIA Shield and the NVIDIA Shield like tablet, those were made purposely by NVIDIA to try to impress Nintendo so that they would do a partnership with them for a portable console.
Yeah.
And that's why like the Switch has like the NVIDIA like graphics card in it, when traditionally Nintendo has always worked with AMD.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I remember that that lovely message that you just sent me.
Yeah.
That
do
was
you remember
6
when you
years
sent that?
ago. What?
Yeah. Do you remember when you sent that? Because I don't.
I think we were in John's class, and we were I think we were working on a project, and you shared like a Google Drive, like you shared your email with me so that we can access the Google Drive together.
And you like message me just
Yeah.
like out of nowhere.
Yeah, and that's the message. Swag mate.
You want
Swag.
you want to send that at least like the bottom half of that onto the put that on the screen.
Oh, I already showed it.
Or that. Yeah.
Mm.
Still not ignored or accepted.
Yeah, I honestly,
I want to leave it like that.
I was going to say leave it like that, but like wait like 20 years and just be like swag man or something like that. Like
I think just like 4 years has already been like 10 years. 10-year anniversary of that message.
Dude, it's so weird to think about, cuz like we definitely like that's around when we became like pretty close friends. I think.
Yeah,
At least we were like, at the very least we were talking like a lot more. I think I want to say junior year was the year that we really became good friends.
Yeah. That's when we started playing Overwatch together.
Yeah, because I usually like the way that I kind of gauge like friendship stuff for me is when I have like a very specific memory with someone and like I can associate, that's kind of like you know how people where it's like you know the moment when you're interested in someone, or the moment when like you want to be friends with someone, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my moment was because we were like always working on projects casually and just being like chill with each other. But I would say that there was this Overwatch game. I don't know if you'll remember it, but I think it was right when the game, I think it was either the beta or the game launched, and I remember you were playing Hanzo, I was playing Lucio, and I just I remember Ryan saying something where he's like, "Oh my god, those arrows hit like a truck," and you just go beep beep, and you got like like the entire enemy team wiped by just your ult. And it was just one of the funniest moments to me, because you just so calmly said beep beep, and then just
Beep,
you
beep.
go wow Tekio grow, and just so you like a giant dragon.
beep beep.
And I was like, that's amazing.
Uh, One of the memories that stick out to me
Mm.
were from before Overwatch.
Ooh.
Specifically, freshman year advisory.
No. I already know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
This is my house.
For those who don't know,
Professional chair thrower.
we would have these like
God.
periods in high school called advisory,
Jake, I can
where,
mute
like,
you. We
you
don't need to talk
and
about
like
this.
a small handful of people, like classmates, are like given like a time to just kind of like relax and chill.
Yeah, it's
But
supposed to be like a way to quote unquote strengthen community by bringing a bunch of random students together, when really people would just kind of go off in their own corners, unless you were doing like a group thing or people were ordering food.
but every advisory was given their own classroom to be in, but ours one day they were taken from us. Our advisory room was full of other people.
You say
it wasn't
full.
even
There was 3 other ladies who worked in the main office.
Yeah, and they were taking up our advisory room.
Who was the
So
one
we're
who
like,
dared me though?
My God, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna like claim back our advisory room?
Was it Foster
way
who dared me, or was it you?
way I remember the story is someone said, wouldn't it be funny if like someone just like ran in there and just like started like flipping over like chairs and tables and just screaming, this is my house. And then you were like, okay.
No, that's not how I remember it. I remember somebody just being like, hey, would it? They're like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if someone went in and flipped tables? And I remember, I forget who it was, but I was just like, yeah, Corey, do it. And I was like, okay, because I was at that point I was desperate to have like friends because I was terrified of high school.
I'm sure.
I think it might have.
That.
I think honestly, I think it was like Ignazuski. I think he was the one that pushed it, because he was the same one that remember when a bunch of seniors were playing ultimate frisbee outside of our advisory room. He opened the window and went, "You gotta stop! This is a safe school zone."
I don't even remember that.
I remember that because like I remember him and I were pretty close like freshman year.
All I
we were always
remember
chill.
is nobody actually expected you to do, this is my house. And everyone was like, you didn't have to do that.
But I was like, but it's our house.
Yeah, you really tried to own up to it.
No,
My personal opinion, I think you have like mentally altered the memory, so you're less of the crazy guy just running and flipping chairs.
It's also, well, you have to go back to like where I was like mentally back then, where I was like scared.
You were thinking like, oh, they want me to do this, they're daring me to do this, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
We're really like jokingly just like, yeah, Corey, go do it.
Well, I just had a very hard time like differentiating what was like, a joke and an actual like statement back then.
It would kind of be like saying like, yeah, it must be like terrible to be bad at video games. Wouldn't you agree, Fred? It's like you're calling them out as like a joke. I think that's basically what we did with you. Just like, yeah, Corey, go do it. And then you're like, okay, and we're like, oh.
Yeah, you should have said something. Like, you should have just been like, no.
You just like in started flipping.
You guys, no, because like with where we were standing, like there's a good like probably 10 seconds where you could have been like, no, wait, but you guys were like, let's just let him.
No, don't you dare pull a hold me back right there.
You could have. Genuinely.
No. We're like freshmen in a high school. We're not gonna.
You could have just told. No, not like physically pull me back. Just be like, although one of the people in our advisory did do that when we were like just hanging out, and it was one of the most like jarring thing. Like, I don't know if you've ever been in that situation, like where you're just standing still and then somebody just grabs you by the shoulders and pulls you back. It was genuinely
No.
terrifying.
No, that never happened to me.
I remember being very upset with Haley for the rest of that day.
You're just gonna like yell at a bunch of people from high school, aren't you?
Well, no, everybody's great. They're all nice and they're very, very kind to me.
Fuck you, Miranda.
Didn't we have a girl named Miranda? You're great. Don't do that.
I don't know. I forget like half the people from our high school, dude.
I talked too much, so I know a lot of people.
You wanted too much attention.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Over here, like,
I fully will.
these people do.
Yeah. You cut out there.
Oh, I was making fun of how I didn't care about most people in our grade.
Yeah. I don't know.
'Cause I
was.
was fine by my own people, and I did, and I'm still talking with them.
Yeah. I mean, I still got like the close buds, the group from high school and everything, but I've always been on decent terms with the others. Like, and while I will like fully admit that I was a weird kid in high school, like very very weird.
We all kind of were.
Yeah, because you're just awkward in trying to figure out life. In like where you want to go and who you want to be and whatnot. Like I feel like that's a normal, valid thing to be like in that weird limbo where you don't really know how to act and you don't really know what you want. Because I mean, hell, I feel like I'm still kind of in that, but not as bad.
You know what else is normal and valid? Modded Skyrim.
You want to talk about Skyrim?
Said the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. All right, we got a solid block of time. So, Jake, Ethan, Ryan, and myself have been trying to play some Skyrim together. Together for the lack of a better term. And as someone who's having this be like their first legitimate experience with Skyrim, it is it's interesting.
For those who don't know, Skyrim is the thing that you should know. Skyrim Together is a mod that allows the single player game of Skyrim to be played in multiplayer.
It's janky.
Very, very janky.
But it also like it's fun because it's like, you're running around with your friends and everything, but like cutscenes don't play out and the combat, especially with all the mods that we have, is like a little intimidating for me. Especially when I can't do the freaking mod manager.
Yeah.
Like that.
You're used to baby games with only like 5 abilities, and then here you are in a 3-dimensional fighter.
Well, it's not. It's.
Here you Smash Bros. Is 2 dimensions.
It's not. It's not even that. I've played like RPGs like this before. Like, I mean,
That old man.
Dude, Dragon's Dogma is one of my favorite games. Like I've played games like this before, but it was just like I've never really modded much. The closest thing to a mod that I've ever really used was Mod the Gungeon for Enter the Gungeon, where I could do like challenges where it's like, for this run, every single item is the orange Guan stone, or like you only get one gun, but you can replenish your ammo at the end of each floor. Like that kind of thing.
Baby modding.
Well, I'm sorry, again, I didn't grow up with fucking Skyrim like you did.
You sound so offended.
Maybe I am.
You grew up with fucking Skyrim. Fucking
Yeah, sorry, I didn't play fucking baby ass fucking looking dumbass bitch. Alright. Go on and say intelligent things because obviously I'm going to get shot down no matter what I say.
Uh, yeah, I don't want to confirm that to be true, but it might be. Anyway.
Jake Hurtful.
So yeah, we've been downloading mods together so that we can improve upon all of the downfallings of Skyrim. Like, oh, I don't know, making ropes and chains actually three-dimensional and not paper mache.
Which
or,
I think is impressive.
or making fences out of sticks and not, miles of grass. Or having perks that you can add to your character be more than just a solid, like, oh, you hit things 20% harder. It's like, oh, now you can actually, like, make people take damage over time by, like, making them bleed with the weapon you specialize with, or you can focus on conjuring, like, demons versus conjuring like living elementals versus like conjuring the dead back to life, or with enchanting you can focus on making your enchantments more powerful, or you could go with making things like stabs more effective, or focus on scrolls being more powerful, and actually making your player customization actually feel unique and not just, oh, I'm using a sword, that means I'm gonna attack with a sword. Like, you can actually make it more unique.
Yeah.
And have spells that are more than just like, oh, you want to throw a fireball, or you want to shout like a stream of fire. Those are your two main choices. They actually like make it unique and make it interesting with the mods that we have. But yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of the way that at least Skyrim modding is approached. It's the same way as GTA, where it's like the base game's fine, but
you're just buying a source engine.
Yeah, no, that's it's like Gary's mod, or
Yeah.
like where you get like the basic kind of tools and the basic like outline already there for you, but then you can take those tools further.
Yeah.
Which I think is fun. Like I've enjoyed it. I haven't really gotten too deep into it. While you were actually explaining that, I was messing with the files for the script extend thing, or like the 64 thing.
Yeah.
So here's a little fun fact thing. You know that folder that we had that apparently was like Skyrim and it already was all there?
Yeah.
So now there's another script folder that's in the place that it was supposed to be.
Yeah, I would move the stuff over to there.
Yeah, I just did. I was going to test it after we finished up.
Dude, what if we streamed Skyrim together?
If my computer can handle it, I am fully open to that.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Like,
we are now the children of Todd Howard.
Again, that's if it doesn't melt my laptop at the current moment, then totally, I'm down. I'll do some tests. I'll see what I can do.
You just put your laptop in like an ice bath, you'll be fine.
I just need to get a sink next to my computer like Ryan had.
Yeah.
Liquid cooling.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking forward to getting a new computer soon.
Yeah.
I've been putting money aside for it, and I'm looking. So honestly, I'm at kind of a crossroads where it's like if I want to buy like each individual part, which I know that's like, probably would be the best thing for the long run.
Yeah.
While that would be great, a lot of the part like websites that I was looking at are like, we have heavy delays because of the virus, so don't expect this part for a month or two. And it's like, but I want to build now.
I mean, yeah, it's probably going to be honestly, it is just better in so many ways to just like buy the parts yourself and then build it yourself. Because like, I feel like it helps you know like exactly how your computer is like running and
Mm.
knowing like exactly what's going into it, along with like the feeling of accomplishment when you like actually have it working for the first time.
Because like the build that I'm looking at to do right now is around 750, so it's not going to be like, you know, the crazy high power type stuff, but it's like,
Yeah.
I just want a computer that can process videos quick, that can run my games just fine. Like I'm not looking for like, you know, the high power 4K type stuff. Like I'm looking just to have a computer to get by. I know you want to have a gamer station, like a battleship or battle
Game station?
gamer station.
Gate station?
Gay station. That video is still so funny. No matter when you watch it, it will always be hilarious.
But yeah, my build is looking at like a minimum like $1,600 that's low key RTX capable. Good old ray tracing technology that I'll never use. If I care about my frames.
I'm gonna just real quick for anyone who wants to know the what that little gay station quote is from, I want to play this.
Let's just play the video for the end of it.
The
We're a
full
reaction
video?
channel.
No. I'm just playing the Uncle
We're
Gubsy
a
bit.
reaction channel now, dude.
What?
Dude, we're a reaction channel now.
Oh my god, we already did one. Okay, I'm just going to real quick. Let's see. Where is? It's probably the video's not going to work, but I'll just play the audio.
Uncle Gubsy?
Who's Uncle Gubsy?
That was my uncle. He was gay. And we seem to think they called him Gubsy because he would get two dicks and go gub, 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 gub.
Uncle Gubsy. You know what I just realized? Like, one of the reasons why I love that audio clip is that it reminds me so much, the way that he says Uncle Gubsy so hopefully, like in that intro bit, reminds me so much of the video of John doing the as in din din.
Oh my god.
Like it's that same energy.
You never showed that.
What, the din din, the meal that comes after lunch but before breakfast?
Yeah. We have such a huge backlog of the things that we haven't shown yet.
Well, I want to just do reactions to a lot of the stuff, and I mean, hey, I'd be down to like try to do something like that again sometime soon.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're adults. We can do what we want.
Yeah, we could kiss. We could kiss. It's fine. We could kiss.
Yeah, we really can't tell us otherwise.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can,
I'll.
like diddle tootsies a little bit. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Anything we want.
Oh man. Wait. You just reminded me from that Tootsie comment, the thing from FaceApp that I sent to the group chat.
Yeah.
So, I am just for the viewers that have not seen the episode where I talked about the Halloween party that I went to last year. So, I pride myself on knowing that if I wanted to, I could fully be a trap. Like, I don't know why. That's a real. It's like it's it's funny to me, but also slightly empowering, and I don't know how to feel about it. But
No, that Pizza Hut doesn't work out. You can always go to Femboy Hooters.
You know what? Maybe because this is me with the FaceApp filter for like all the girl options or whatever, with the makeup and the hair and the whatnot. And honestly, it came out really well. Like, I was impressed by the AI, like being able to pick up like how my hair was messy, like in that picture and everything. And the only thing that seems
Your hair was messy. You mean your hair looked like hair?
well,
that's what it's picking up on.
well, it's also more of just like the fact that I picked up on the curls. Like, I thought that was just going to be like one of those things where it shows the
They just take the liquefy tool and just like spread it around.
I would love that. Just like it's like a transformation face app, but the guy doesn't know how to actually make like an AI that works, so he just uses a liquefy tool and prays that you don't notice.
AI learning is so like weird to think about.
Well, why so? Like, I feel like it's just a natural progression for technology.
Just like in like a very general sense, like we don't really know how AI works. Like, for example, like the AI in that face app thing, like it recognized that you had hair and that your hair was curly. We don't actually know what it saw and considered to be hair.
There's actually a great website that like Google has a bunch of these like little websites that are like AI demos for like you know self kind of thinking AI, and one of the ones that they have is you can hold an object up to a camera, take a picture, and the bot will tell you what it thinks it is.
Yeah.
And it's gotten incredibly accurate. Like there was there's a YouTuber boy in a band, also Dave. Like he's great. Check him out. He doesn't really upload too often, but when he does, it's really good.
Yeah.
He was messing with it and he took a picture of himself, and they recognized that he has like really long hair and glasses, and it shows you the percentages of what it was confident in. And like it's gotten more and more robust as it goes on.
But like if you're trying to teach an AI something, like you're trying to tell it, like you take a picture of a microphone and you give it to the AI and you tell it that it's a microphone, we have no idea what it's looking at when we tell it that it's a microphone. Like it could be looking at the microphone in context to the background. Maybe the background's important to what makes a microphone, or maybe it's pay attention to the lighting and the way that like it's being lit, or the way that it's like reacting to the light. Maybe that has to do with what makes a microphone. Like we don't actually know it to its full extent why it's able to like remember things and make the guesses that it does.
It's just one of those things, like I know a lot of people have fears of it. I'm more intrigued than anything.
Oh, I'm definitely intrigued.
Like I know a lot of people are like Robot Uprising, you know, Apocalypse, Terminator, and that's like the Hollywood aspect, but just think about like the way technology's going, it's crazy.
Have you seen the AI? They've been able to generate images of faces having never seen what a human face looks like.
Yes, and that's crazy.
That's amazing.
Like that's
me. That like it's able to generate a face based on what another computer has said looks like a face or not, and we have no idea what that AI that's making all these faces considers to be a human face.
that was
It's making like, a brief moment of time of like what that face looks like.
That was like the I remember people there was actually, to circle back to Twitter because we talked about that earlier, there was a Twitter account that was made that was an AI that was programmed to be like a I want to say like 17-year-old girl or something like that. Like it was given just basic things and people could interact with it and they would interact back, and like it was this whole test, and eventually it started sending like these weird lines of like random digits and numbers or whatever, and people are like, oh god, it's getting self-aware, when really it was the AI trying to find a more efficient way to communicate with people, so it developed its own way of language and code.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's so impressive, because it's like think about the way the human brain processes things, and the fact that we're getting so close to like having that same capability through technology, and like that's why it is very important to make sure that like what you do like when it comes to that kind of technology is very contained, because there is that hypothetical situation, which I mean Boy in a Band does a really good video about, where it's like, say that there's this robot that is like that's created to have
Yeah.
like the ability to sign letters like penmanship, because people tend to care about letters more when it's written and not typed out. Like, imagine that they add in the ability for people to talk and say simple commands and everything, and when they ask like, hey, is there anything we could do, they ask for like a larger database of like samples to work with, so they connect it to the internet for a little bit and then disconnect it. Within that time, it could like, while looking up like references for handwriting, they could learn about like war, famine, etc., all things caused by the human race. And then in order to make sure that their task is complete with like signing all these letters, they kill the human race because they're the thing that's preventing them from making letters quickly and efficiently, produce a bunch of those robots, and that's it. Like, I know that's a big jump, but like the way, and like it was way more better explained and well articulated in Dave's video. But
I am uncomfortable now, but not because of what you said, because I decided to look at one of the websites that are well known for making fake human faces.
yes, and I saw the
sent
picture
you-
that you sent me,
I sent you an image of a good one.
and
Do you want to see an image of a bad one?
yes, I will say the good one, it's very unsettling because that looks like my Aunt Sandy.
That is a completely uninspired, generated human face that, as far as the AI knows, like, those earrings are part of what makes a person,
Mm.
and the little like reflection in the eyes is also just what makes a human being a person.
Yeah,
Like, you don't know like what it's taking into account when it's making a person.
yeah, just to
But-
pull this up for the audience to see. Okay, I need to like zoom out of
The AI is making all of it pretty much from scratch, depending on like where you're looking at it.
oh,
But it'll
okay.
get like references and like
The
kind of
layering
like,
is weird, but this is the picture. This person does not exist.
and it'll be like basically like a mix and match of different like human features that are stitched together to kind of like make this AI generate human being. And sometimes it can mess up a little bit, as
Mhm.
in the next picture.
What's it's not like creepy to me, it's more just like goofy looking.
That's not like how the human hand works, though.
Yeah, you know what it looks like? It looks like the AI was like, oh, he's eating a cracker or something like that. Like, I don't know. But like the fact that like you see the eyes and the nose and the hair, and it's like really, really accurate for what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. Regardless, I think that's a good place to end the episode. Robots are going to rise against us.
No, I think this is a good one to end off on. Just a man and his little buddy.
I don't know why this one's funny to me.
Buddy.
Like, it's like a meme where it's like the main face is me and on the side one is my inner demons.
Yeah. That looks like an inner demon.
Yeah, I like that. Man, it's so weird to think where it's like these people like
They don't exist.
yeah.
The
Like-
website that I'm getting from is literally called "This Person Does Not Exist," and you can just constantly refresh it for like new faces that just.
They
aren't
have a
real.
website like that that's similar for like cats and shoes and
Yep.
things like that. It's like crazy. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this episode. I know it was a little messy. But it was a lot of fun. Is there anything you wanna say before we head out?
Enjoy your 4th of July, and don't get scared by fireworks.
Yeah, and if you do get scared, there's thunder blankets, there's weighted blankets. You can bury yourself in a hole in the ground and hide.
Don't get scared by fireworks, you liberal snowflake.
Leftists, am I right? No. Oh my god.
PTSD or like weak man syndrome.
All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Stay safe.
See, man, there are people who believe that.
Unfortunately.